All right, so this is how we are doing our multiplication in math. So normally if we have a problem like 37 times 5, how we grew up doing it was 5 times 7 is 35. You put the 5 down, regroup the 3, and then that 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. So that's how we grew up doing it. How we are doing it in class right now, and I actually think this way is going to be very beneficial to your kid, is we're actually breaking up into place value, and we use a visual. So we're going to take this exact same problem, but we're going to show you how we practiced it in class today. We are going to learn this way, but this is how we're starting out so you can kind of see why multiplication works. So what we need to do is we notice we have two place values. So we have our ones and our tens. So we're going to start by drawing a box. And we're going to break it up into those two place values. So our ones and our tens. And now we break it up into its numbers. So 37 is 3 tens, which is 30, and 7. Notice these numbers, if I add them together, is going to be the same as 37. And then now I'm multiplying it by 5, so I take that 5 and put it on the side. And so now, instead of having to figure out, well, when do I regroup like this? When do I add? We're just filling in these boxes. So we have 5 times 30. We have 5 groups of 30. So we're multiplying the side by the top. 5 times 30 is 150. Then we do the same thing here. We have our length, which is 5, times the top, which is 7. 5 times 7 is 35. And now what do? Well, now we take these two numbers and we add them together, because together they make this giant box. So these two numbers added together is 150 and 35. It gives us 185. And you'll notice it's the answer that we got growing up. The reason why I think it's going to help your kid is because it helps them organize and see, well, I have this number I can get easily, and I have this number. So here's another example. We'll do 62 times 3. So we're going to actually do 162. So notice we have 3 place values. So we're going to start by drawing a box and breaking up into 3 place values. We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. So now what do we have? Well, we have 100, so I'm going to put 100 here. We have 6 tens, so I'm going to put 6 tens here, which is 60. And then we have 2 ones, so I'm just going to put a 2 here. Again, remember, if we were to add all of these up, it will equal 162. And now what are we multiplying it by? We're multiplying it by 3. So we're going to put that 3 down here. And now is our easier part. We have 3 times 10, the length times the width. 3 times, not 10, 100. 3 times 100 is 300. We're going to do the same thing here. We have 3 times 60. 3 times 60 is 180. And our last one is 3 times the top number, which is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So now what do? Well, we take all of them and we add it up. We add them together since that's our giant box. So we have 300 plus 180 plus 6. So our answer is 486. Again, that's how we introduced it in class to all the 4th graders. Your kids picked it up really well. So this is just if you want to reinforce it. Now, if you are struggling or they cannot do it without my help, which most of them were able to, you can always go back and teach them the way that we grew up, because we are going to get to this method eventually. All right, I hope that was somewhat helpful.